In spite of the challenges with my MRKH and my age and my journey that I've been through, I would still like to become a parent. Adoption and fostering, that might be two different avenues that I explore.
I still have a huge desire to be a mom one day. I'd love to adopt when the time is right. So many children need a loving home, and I've got a lot of love to give.
I always thought I would have children when the time was right, and when I was diagnosed I thought that adoption was that likely route.
I'm currently exploring the option of surrogacy in order to have children.
Later on, when I got married, we decided to try IVF. And I went along and had all the fertility tests, which said that my eggs were fine. When it came to his turn for his fertility test, he put his foot down and decided that he didn't want to go and he didn't want any children. So we ended up, it broke the marriage. I have a lot of nieces and nephews and godchildren, and they have made up for me not being able to have children, so I'm quite happy.
We are parents to a handsome 13-year-old little boy, but we do want to have more children.
I come from a massive family, so I think I'd love to go down the route of surrogacy, but I've also considered adoption. I'm in awe of surrogates, and it does give me so much hope, as one of my really good friends has just had a baby through surrogacy. Although the process of getting there is still a daunting one, when I feel ready, I know I'll have so much support around me, and my partner is actually really excited about the journey ahead.
As time has passed, I've realised having children is much less important to me than it once was, or than I thought it was. I've got a great partner, 4 godchildren, and friends and family and their children in my life, and I feel truly content and blessed. I don't feel I need to have children myself to make my family complete.
I would definitely still like to become a parent. We haven't as yet. My husband and I are considering surrogacy as the first option, and we're now members of Surrogacy UK organisation, which has taken 8 months on the waiting list. But my husband's been really supportive, so we've made a plan to kind of hold off getting a dog, because I would love a dog, so that if the surrogacy part doesn't work out, we can then get a dog to help us cope before we kind of move on to the adoption plan. So we're well aware that although as much as we want it to work, there are risks and nothing's guaranteed. So we just have to kind of take everything one step at a time and try and cope with it bit by bit.
And I applied for a uterus transplant in Pennsylvania. We were picked out of 315 people to fly across the U.S. for our consultation. 3 days of intense appointments and a 4-hour psych exam. Everything that they told me would be intense. The surgery, the medicine, every bit of it. Everything I would have to go through, but it was all worth it. Everything was worth it to me and my husband. 4 weeks later, we had our answer. We were not selected. With broken hearts, we proceeded to do our IVF. We now have 4 high-quality embryos on ice. Now we are taking a break to raise money for our surrogate. It's been a really rough journey, but I know what the end results could be.
Yes, I would love to be a mum, should the chance come around for me. In fact, I'm going to fight for my shot at becoming a mum, and I have some amazing people fighting every battle with me, so if and when my time comes, I know I won't be alone and we can face it together.
When there's a will, there's a way, that it's going to happen somehow, and you just know it's going to be harder than most of the couples have to face.
I would advise others that are considering this to start as soon as they feel ready, because it does take quite a long time.
But I have this feeling that my love to give isn't for my own children. I believe my love and care and nurture is to be given to my friendships, my family, and the MRKH community, who will always continually need support and empathy and understanding. So that's where my bucket of love is going.
And I have a son who was 14 years old, born through IVF surrogacy. And I won't say it was an easy task, because it wasn't, but the outcome was worth every single heartache. Women say giving birth is painful, but they don't know half the pain that we go through mentally and emotionally.